That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
What's good, everybody? Happy Saturday evening. Thanks for tapping in and tuning in. Tonight's topic is going to be a little different. But, you know, it is what it is. Because you know how we roll, how we do things over here. I see my leading man is joined me for tonight's festivities.
I'm a little kind of like unorganized tonight. I mean,
yeah, I think all day today has been unorganized
because my camera is not acting right, so I might have to figure that situation out. But got our merch, y'all. Hey. Can't wait till we get that other damn mic shit fixed. But anyway,
yes.
It's been just a very peculiar week. I mean, actually, 2 weeks. Okay, it's been more like 3 weeks. I haven't done a podcast since the last week of August. So we creeping in on the first real full week of September.
Right.
And you know, we being consistent because the podcast is on its new day. It's supposed to be new time, but
we're a little behind. It's all right.
We behind for lots of reasons. I was not prepared the way I was supposed to be. I thought I would be able to just sit down, cameras, all I gotta do is bam, and then shit happens. So that's just the video part. The audio part was pretty much cool until we decided we didn't want to use the mics we was going to use. So it was just, it's a whole situation, I'm telling you, in just a small space that I'm trying to get activated. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get consistent, but at the same time be creative. So what you see behind me is definitely going to change. The camera angles is definitely going to change. And the production of how the video portion is going to change. And that's happening this month. So maybe as quick as Tuesday. Let's put that out there. So if you like the podcast in its video form.
Lots of changes coming. A
whole lot. Had to fire somebody. I mean, it's just me and her, so I don't know who the fuck got fired. But anyway, I do the production.
Itself.
Yeah, right. I did. I put myself in timeout. So the production of it will totally change. A lot of how you hear the podcast is going to change. And the visual aspect of the podcast is definitely going to change. Hit that button on that little thing. You'll see it. You have to flip it on its side. Yeah, you see, the button right there. You didn't flip it all the way over, but yeah. Okay, there you go. And now she's starry. Okay, you can turn it off. I was just... So, believe it or not, those lights are part of the new video production. So, if you're not watching the video, please check it out. as well as the audio version, which I put links up, shared links today on my page of the actual app that you need to download to listen to the audio. The video portion is great. I can appreciate people that take the time to listen to me on Facebook or YouTube. We'll be doing Twitch. I was going to do it tonight, but I changed my mind. I'm going to start it on Tuesday, and then I will do it on Saturday. So I will do the video portion of this podcast live. It'll be on Facebook for now. Yeah, Facebook for now. That's definitely going to change.
Oh, yes.
I've been talking about it. I don't know how many times I've talked about it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to fix this mic while I'm doing the podcast. This is how unorganized we were. And I'm particular when it comes to audio. So if you hear this background noise while you listening to me, you can be like, yeah, this is a true black person's damn podcast. He has not changed one fucking bit. No. So don't judge me. Please don't. But anyway, so there's a lot of things that's going to happen to, I think, change the curb appeal and the attitude of That's What I Said and how it looks. So it's inviting and that type of shit. It's just, I don't want it to be the way it is. New merch. I dropped the new merch on Saturday, or actually today. There's a new shirt that I just showed you with the logo of the podcast, and then on the back, That's What I Said, the actual trademark logo for That's What I Said LLC and the podcast. So that is available on the on my Printify That's What I Said merch store. Additionally, y'all, there's going to be a lot of what shall I say? What shall I say?
I don't know. What shall you say? What say
however,
you?
Comma. There's going to be a conversation that is controversial. I'm just going to put this out there. And I don't mean controversial into the whole conspiracy theory. I mean controversial in a sense where there's some uncomfortable things that need to be said. And in the quality of being just having conversations and they be solution based, I'm stepping into my comfort zone, I think.
Which is not mine.
Yeah. But I mean, it's going to be, trust me, it's going to be. But that's coming. And the reason why is because the dynamic of the podcast has to evolve into what's not being discussed. If you try to come up with your own version of what somebody else is doing, that's completely okay. That's completely okay. There's great people that know about sports and have their vernacular and can deliver it perfectly and track stats and everything. And before you know it, they're trending.
Right.
There's, just different people out there that do it. But tonight's topic is that topic that is going to resonate differently with people. And it's a life lesson. Excuse me as I sip my wagwa. I wanted to talk about a conversation. I wanted to talk about a conversation that I had on Facebook about 5 years ago. It was a live that I did that back then. I mean, that's pretty much people that had followed me back then. That's what, I was ranting and raving on before I did a podcast. It gave me an opportunity. It gave me an opportunity to express myself without having to feel like no one's listening. I'm listening. It's like I'm expressing myself and I actually listen to myself. And not for revenue purposes, but I mean, yeah, it's a point for me listening to myself.
Right.
But if you are doing a podcast or you're a motivational speaker, you're, a keynote speaker or just
You always go back and listen.
You want to go back and listen so that you can
Absolutely.
take notes, how you can deliver better.
I was just about to say
You
that.
know, you miss something there. It's a lot.
Right.
And when you're doing a podcast, you know, anybody can do a podcast and just get on here and talk and be relevant, and people will support the relevancy if they accept that person and they vibe and shine, and their energy barrier, their energy waves go connect with their waves based off of the conversation. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But there's people that are following people that have this motivation of keeping people oppressed without realizing that they're oppressed themselves. So it's not even a come to my attention moment. It's something that I've been feeling for, back 5 years ago.
Right.
This was like the aha moment, I think, with me. We can go back. That was 2018.
Yeah. It's wild.
2018, there was a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shit that happened.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we had a lot of lifing at
Right.
like 2018 was just a crazy year for us. It really was.
it gave us opportunity to kind of build on our relationship, but it also let us separate the bullshit that was in our life, because there was a lot of shit that we were just accepting that was actual bullshit.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that were going on and a lot of things that were happening, that at that time we had to grow through it, grow together, and some of the things was things that they were some hard life shit that I think for us really changed our dynamic and brought us closer. What you think?
Well, yeah, that's true. I think a lot of it was understanding each other and being patient. But what were we doing that we weren't enjoying some of the things that we wanted to enjoy? Not because we couldn't, just because it was just painful to just realize that, damn, I'm really doing this shit for me because ain't really nobody supporting me. And then it's like they want you to do everything for them.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that's okay, but damn, what do you like, damn, what are you going to help me out? So it was a growth that I had to realize what this oppression was. You can identify what things are, but in order to really truly be a brother or to truly be someone that is growing in life, you got to find out why this is happening. Why are people oppressing themselves?
Yeah.
It's like people have this painful regulation of oppression, just like the penny. Just like the penny. The penny got Abraham Lincoln's face on it. He freed the slaves.
I was just going to say, wasn't he the president that abolished slavery?
But at the same time, was slavery really abolished? No,
it wasn't.
So what's going on with the penny?
It's still here.
You can have a penny. It's a denomination of money, but
still in transaction.
It's a denomination of money that is the only different color currency outside of the dollar that is a coin.
Sure is, because all the other ones are silver, and that's the only one that's copper.
Okay, so marinate with this with me. It's a colored coin. It's a colored coin, and follow me if you will.
Down the rabbit hole we go.
You can follow me. Follow me if you will, or dodge the question.
that's our rabbit hole music. You'll begin to understand all these little quirks and things that
Peace
we
and
do.
fam. Angela's in the building. So the penny is the only colored coin in the coin deck.
Yeah.
Okay. They pay you back pennies. They give you change in pennies, but you can't use pennies in a damn vending machine.
Nope. Sure can't.
You can't buy anything with the penny unless you have a penny and it's 1001.
Yep. True.
And you don't have a $10 bill, you give them 2001. I know I just fucked somebody's whole math situation up.
The math ain't mathing for some. It's
so,
all good.
So if you work in retail and they total come up to 1001 and they give you 2001,
they're like,
if you look at them with the confused look on your face, you should be body slammed in Nickelodeon slime. There is no way you cannot do that math. The ones cancel themselves out, which means there's zero. Because at this point, you're subtracting, right? If you're giving change back, you're subtracting from the total to the denomination of money you receive.
But see, most people.
Why the fuck am I doing a math class right now?
But see, most people in the, that work retail or whatever, they are looking at a screen to tell them how much change they're supposed to give back. Some of them aren't quick thought with
they're
the math.
quick. They're quick because when they see that 20, that's what they put in. And then they hit the enter button and you say, oh, I got a penny for you. Why are you looking confused? I'm sorry. I don't give a damn who you are. I am not counting out 99 cents.
I was just going to say.
It makes no fucking sense for me to count out 99 cents.
Not going to do it.
And the people that are going to struggle with it are the same people that are struggling understanding that penny is still a denomination of money. It just takes a lot more pennies for people to look at you the same way they are because you equal them. Ain't this the same concept in life?
Should be.
Even as a black man, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I did a post. I did and would do it again most definitely. I did a post that I remixed that was talking about how difficult it is for black men or African Americans, period, to get a job. And they did that statistic where it was like, how many white males that applied for the job got the job, and then how many people were like not qualified or whatever.
Yeah.
But still got the job. And they did the same thing for the blacks or African Americans, if you will. Us. And the separation was so greater because they were hiring less blacks and then not hiring or giving an opportunity to blacks. It was like 3%.
Yeah,
the difference between that was like
3%.
3%, and I think for whites was like 11. And I'm like, this is the same oppression that we are in when it comes to money.
Yeah.
But we have to understand that this oppression is just like the current currency that we have, that they taught us how to use. No matter how much you look at oppression, it is right there in your face.
Yeah.
But people never realize it's not about how many pennies you got in your pocket. It's how many coins you got in your pocket. Don't matter the penny, because the penny's a denomination.
Right.
I can get 5 pennies and they're going to look at that as a nickel. But then they're going to look at me like, why the fuck you got 5 nickels when you just gave me one? Just saying. Some people do that shit. I know I would if I'm doing retail and something costs 11 cents and you give me a dime or 2 nickels and fucking 6 pennies, I'm gonna look at you like, what? Something wrong with you? You want me to give this back to you? This is not a tip. It's never been a tip. You drop a penny in some water, it's the most disrespectful shit you ever seen in your life, especially at a restaurant. Drop a penny in a glass of water and walk out the table and see what happens to you. The way inflation is and the way how money is so hyperinflated now to where they force certain youths or certain kids into certain jobs and keep them there.
Yeah, they don't allow them to.
Because the only jobs they could get is close to home. And most of the shit that's going on with the struggle that we have in life is happening in those neighborhoods. And even if someone's trying to get a job outside of that neighborhood, you bringing money back into your neighborhood and they know you got a job, they're trying to jack you for it. Why? Because they can't do that shit.
For whatever reason.
And people going to hate me or get mad and say, whatever, you don't know what happened to me about opportunities. No, everybody's trying to shortcut opportunities to get to the bag. When guess what? You still are sitting there not understanding the fact that you got too many pennies in your pocket. It's okay to struggle, but why are you worried about those pennies? Yeah. Those pennies are the same attitude that a lot of people have in this life. They feel entitled. You know, they feel like working and trying to get a job just so that they can get themselves established to do a hobby that they love, right, and have a job that supports that hobby and also takes care of their family. And everybody said that is hard. It's really hard when you don't put enough effort into it. It's really hard when you keep thinking everybody's telling you no because you're not talented enough. If you're talented enough and you got a following, you're talking to the wrong people.
Right, exactly.
And everybody's like, well, how are you saying that? Or how are you not exposing this? And how are you not telling people that this is the right avenue or what is the right avenue? It's not being afraid to put yourself out there.
Yeah, you got to change your own dynamic. You got to change your own dynamic to allow yourself to be comfortable in doing what you want to do, how you want to do it. And if people don't like it, it's okay. Continue to be consistent doing you. Period.
Yeah, we get too wrapped around the ass about who likes this and who likes that. And I realize that my social following is not going to come in abundance on Facebook.
Facts.
A lot of people that have seen my stuff here currently has been on Instagram, has been on TikTok, has been on YouTube, on Twitch, at the VFW, at, just I've been slinging them cards out. Shit.
And we're forever going to bring up the VFW because we are life members.
Yeah.
So
it's a thing.
It's a thing. Like, we support our veterans because we are veterans. And even if we weren't veterans, we would still support them. Period.
Let's add this to this conversation and talk about that penny again. Because there's always going to be that disparity of, I don't support the veterans, or I don't support this person or this kind of person. I don't support this type of lifestyle. I don't support this and everything else. But the one thing we will support is tragedy. The one thing we will support is taking care of the neighborhood when a natural disaster happens or weather-related natural disaster. Right. It's sad that we can come together and see us as a community then, but we can't on our day-to-day.
Yeah, I was just going to say, on the day-to-day regular life, nobody can come together like that.
Hell, you could be just driving to 7-Eleven, somebody cut you off. Motherfucker, I'll beat your ass. It's like, yo, whoa.
Right. Like, why are you so aggressive? Where did that shit come from? Just the other day when we was helping clean up from the storm or whatever, you wasn't aggressive. You was like, oh man, thanks, appreciate it, whatever, thanks for coming out, looking out and helping us. But then a couple days later, that same person cut you off or it's vice versa. You cut them off by accident, and they cussing you out, trying to run you off the road and shit. You're like, whoa, what just happened here? Why did that dynamic flip that way so quickly?
I think it goes even beyond that, to be honest with you, because sometimes people get into an uncomfortable situation that trying to think logically is not there. It's protect.
Yeah.
And it's part of that oppressed mindset. It's like, you know how you have to react based off of the location in which you put yourself in. So you know, if you think you in a safe neighborhood, but you really don't mess with it like that, somebody come up to you and say your name, it's gonna first surprise you,
right?
Because you're like, who the fuck knows me like that? And then you start going through a quick checklist in a matter of 2.4 seconds.
Yeah.
And that checklist goes, am I in my home neighborhood? No. Where am I located? Here. Where's my car? There. Am I packing? Yes. Is it loaded? Yes. Turn around. Do you recognize? No. Mm-hmm. It's that fucking quick. But some people don't realize when you can think like that and problem solve in a split second.
Yeah. And
already have these thought processes. See, I'm not going to try to go through the whole detail of what goes on somebody that deals with PTSD and anxiety. This is the type of mindset that this person has, and people will say that's just crazy. That's over the top.
It's hypervigilance.
It's hypervigilance. But in this day and age,
you have to have it.
Do you think hypervigilance is a part of oppression? I think it's the damn twin brother and sister of oppression, because it's the direct reaction to how people protect themselves based off of what society and the world is showing them.
Right.
This is as painful as the penny. You can stack this penny as many as you want. Mm-hmm. I just look at the comments and look who in the comments.
I know, right?
Sister.
What's good, sis? We see you.
So, I know, didn't nobody know we was on, and I'm sitting around here messing with this video because that's why I tell people to follow the fan page. I've been trying to copy and put on here that we're live so that I can change the privacy settings, because I realized when I was doing it before, the privacy settings wouldn't change and people couldn't see my lives. So this is what happens when you're unorganized.
Yes, ma'am. I'm on the screen today, repping our new gear, our new merch.
She's showing off, Lisa. She's showing off. She didn't even want to stand up. She was just like, just take what you can see up front and do it.
That's all you get.
It's terrible. So, and we got towels. We've been had these towels. What's above my head is one of the hand towels that we have. Mm-hmm. And it has the logo printed on it. There'll be a whole lot more things. And I know October's coming, and I was going to surprise you, but I got to tell it. I'm trying to come out like with a spooky t-shirt for October.
This guy.
And
I was going to surprise you, but
why not talk about it? Because I want the merch to keep coming in. It's something that's going to stay in the merch store. But I want it to kind of, be sold in October because of,
or ahead of time so people have it.
Well, Halloween. Yeah, and it's not so much of celebrating Halloween. It's, tapping into what you really like to do. And if Halloween is the month you like to express yourself in a spooky manner with skulls and crossbones and witch hats and shit, then that's cool.
Right. Do your thing.
But I'm going to tap into that same energy and to do something creative and allow it to do what it's going to do. If y'all don't like it, y'all don't like it. Some of the shit on there y'all don't like and y'all ain't been buying my shit. I'm okay.
Yep.
I'm perfectly okay because I support me.
Absolutely.
So, we got t-shirts. I had a tumbler. I added a tumbler because my water bottles are out of stock. So I didn't recreate the wheel. But what I'm going to do next week, though, is if they're still out of stock, I'm going to have to go with a different supplier, which may increase shipping times. Mm-hmm. So that will be put out in due time. Right. Furthermore on the podcast, where did I leave off at? And we got into this tangent.
You was talking about the penny, and you were also talking about the sentence in trying to get it shared so that people knew that you were live.
Yeah. So stuff. I got sidetracked and started doing that, but and I got color changing mugs. Yeah.
The coffee mugs.
Get the big ones.
Coffee mugs are phenomenal.
Yeah, get the big ones. If you're and that's just a suggestion.
And I'm mad I didn't take my picture of it this morning as I was drinking coffee out of it.
I did. I didn't share it though. I'm gonna share it tomorrow.
Yeah. The coffee mugs came out really awesome. They're very durable. And they do the color change, from, what you have in the cup, whether it's hot or cold or whatever. Mm-hmm. When things are hot, it's all white with the logo. And when things get cold, it turns all black.
Yeah. So before that, my brother Jay was listening. So, you're going to have to get with me because I'll have to send you some merch. You have to get on there and tell me what you want on my website. That's what you want. He was paying attention. So, and I will buy your merch. I will tell you your limit when you respond. Anyway, thanks, Jay. So, the twin brother of oppression is, when I was going down that rabbit hole, is that direct reaction that you have to protect yourself in ways that you didn't normally feel like you had to protect or ever have to protect yourself, especially if you were dealing with PTSD and anxiety, or you deal with the anxiety of the nature of where you live. Especially black people. Even when you move away and you're safe where you are and you're in a very decent, nice neighborhood where people just want to live life and protect the hood that they live in, you still are hyper vigilant if you're dealing with PTSD. I'm talking about if you strictly deal with PTSD and anxiety. This is just the frame of mind that you have. And not all people that have PTSD and anxiety have this hypervigilance. However, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm probably one of the poster children of that shit. And the reason why I talk about how oppression is so much like the penny is because some people have a lifestyle that gives them this superpower to just live life regardless of their money situation. It's just like live life. It shouldn't matter how much I got in my pocket. I appreciate what I got.
Right.
People have that superpower. They're the actual winners in life. The problem is we got people that live above and beyond that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, well above and beyond. Mm-hmm. This ain't oppression at this point. This is a mental health issue.
Right.
Because people that have the mindset that you are supposed to do this because if you want this, you're going to show me you want this. When the only thing you offering is some ass and a good looking body and some makeup. Mm-hmm. It's like I be watching these gold digging videos on social media and see how these women ain't got the time of day because they automatically assume based off of somebody's appearance, you ain't shit, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
And then as soon as he's like, oh, okay, well, you have a nice day. Dig in his pocket, pull out the keys, getting damn, 2021 Lamborghini. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, they act like they're on the phone and they not, and they just running back over there.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Knocking on the window.
No. You don't have time to talk to me? I don't have time to talk to you.
This is the gold digging mentality that not just the displacement of how they do social media videos of women, but there's men that are like that too.
Reality.
It's a sad reality that it's both sexes that do it, and they demonize more women.
Right.
And the problem is when you start demonizing these black women and showing how much women are gold diggers and everything else, then you show them that they have to protect themselves. This is just hypervigilance that people do based off of the reaction of the type of shit that they're doing, instead of you actually trying to talk to them and saying, why do you have this mentality? Why are you like this?
Right.
Like, I'm not, degrading you or whatever. I'm just trying to understand it, because really you wasn't fucking with me until you saw me getting this fucking $300,000 car.
Right. Exactly.
And it's like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but why are we not having these type of conversations with people and not being like disrespectful, but try to make it a life lesson? See, the painful, oppressed penny is always going to be that until we make changes so that that penny is not oppressed. Guess what? They haven't done no changes to black people.
Nope.
I wonder if this title is going to resonate with somebody and they have an aha moment. Because that's kind of how I like to have my titles, to match the same energy of the conversation we're talking about, and not just have a title up here and say episode 105. Toenails and the nail clippers.
I'm so done.
He cut his cuticles to the skin and he screams, "It hurts! Oh my God, that's a deep paper cut." You used a nail file. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's not a paper cut. That's a stupid ass cut. You grinded the fucking skin off. You are a dumbass.
Oh, goodness.
We don't have people like that. They just say, "Oh, damn, you need a Band-Aid?" No, this is the conversation you need. Yeah, it hurt. You knew it hurt. Who the fuck uses a fingernail file to clip their fucking cuticles? You bite the motherfuckers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, no.
Or you go to a damn, the nail lady and get them done there. No, we got people that got these damn...
Yeah, but that nail lady be rough. And she be cutting the shit out of you.
It depends. To be honest, reading the comments, y'all, that's on the podcast. To be honest, some are like that. Some are like that because they grew up impoverished and trying to do everything they can to get away from that life, even if it comes off as using others. That, you know what, is absolutely correct or true.
Yeah.
And that's, I think the uncomfortable conversation that people are not having is the true responsibility of how our young people are killing each other faster than they ever have.
Oh my goodness.
Their access to these automatic weapons is ridiculous.
Oh,
and then it's like people say that there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
You won't pay the police the money that they should be paid so that they can actually protect the people. I know I'm going down this rant. People are like, "Oh, police this, police that, blah, blah, blah." But this is the reality. If we want a lifestyle or a life where we don't have to worry about certain shit, you got to learn how to protect that certain shit.
Exactly.
If you don't know how to play the game of protection, you ain't going to never learn the game of growth. Because how you going to grow anything if you ain't protecting it?
Right.
You can't grow outside of a dry environment. You can't grow anything in a dry environment. I mean, there's cactuses, but who wants to eat a cactus?
No. I was just you must be, trying to vibe off my brain cells right now, because what I was going to say is you can't grow anything in your own garden if you don't have a fence or some type of protection around it, so that the animals that are nocturnal and or like what you're growing in your garden decide they want to go eat it.
Or you got some hood squirrels, because that's my problem.
Whew. These squirrels.
I actually got to build a freaking greenhouse in my backyard because my squirrels are hood. No, they are dead ass hood.
They take no shame. These fools, they don't.
What? Last year we had a fucking squirrel chew up some wires in the truck. Chew them up.
Oh, yeah.
And the truck couldn't get out of second gear. At all.
Yeah. Yeah. These things are wild out here.
Absolutely. Cactus still needs water. And this cactus, I heard sauteed cactus is good. Now, I will say this. I know in certain what do you say? People that live in the woods, live on the land. Mm-hmm. So they'd be doing the survival shows and shit like that. I've seen several of them in the desert when they get a cactus and take the thorns out and, cut it down and everything else and saute it and eat it. I don't know.
Cactus actually absorbs and soaks in all the water.
Yeah.
So it actually has some type of, when you cut it, it actually has water in it. I'm
not gonna lie. I thought I wanted that lifestyle until I lived in Florida and seen a water moccasin, and that changed my whole life. I'm like, no, I ain't trying to live in nobody's fucking swamp area, backyard, behind some. No, I don't want none of that shit. Okay, I want to live in a neighborhood, somewhat neighborhood. Mm-hmm. I mean, I do want to live kind of like on my own land, but there has to be houses like maybe 1.5 miles away from me.
So our sister said, so what did you do to the squirrel, Ced?
Okay, so... Okay, we got these hood-ass squirrels, right? Like, no bullshit. They chewed the wires on the second cylinder. Well, the wires that plug into it so that the second cylinder can get engaged. Chew those wires up. And then I have a garden. I didn't do one this year because the weather was stupid, retarded, and my I would have had grow tents for at least 2 months, and then without putting them in shock, put them in the garden. But then because of how hot it was, some of the things that I had back there, it was just better for me to leave in the dang tent. And I was like, I'm not doing all that. No, I can't do it. Yeah. And plus, the temperature in my basement wouldn't have been regulated. It would have been cool down there because it's on the lowest part of the house. But it was just not in my mentality to do that. So I did the garden in the backyard anyway. Lo and behold, these hood-ass squirrels climbed into my tomato plants and start just peeling off these damn tomatoes like they was grapes.
They ate everything in the garden.
I had one partial harvest.
Yep.
And some other ones was, bulbing. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to chill. And I start clipping leaves and all this other stuff. And then came in the house. About 4 weeks later, I'm out there, just woke up, getting some coffee. There was 3 of them out there. One was chucking them out the fence. Literally. One was inside chucking them out the fence, like getting them and trying to chuck them. Mm-hmm. And then the ones that fell on the ground, those are the ones he was hurried up putting, and then hurrying up and climbing out. Now, I have it fenced around. I have chicken wire around. But these hood-ass squirrels then dug a hole under, in between the fence and my raised garden.
Yeah.
And have jumped the wall. These fools have jumped into jail. Then broke into the fucking commissary.
Right.
Then opened the refrigerator and started taking the tomatoes And then when I ran out there, one got stuck and I turned the hose on. I didn't turn it on high pressure. I toned it on enough just so that he would run to the other side. Me and this fucking squirrel was in this garden
for like 15 minutes.
This squirrel was bouncing back and forth on my fence like he was a WWE wrestler and he was getting ready to do the wildest fucking choke slam. Oh my God. Running, better yet, he was going to do a pancake freaking spear.
It was so off the charts, freaking hilarious. Because I was on the inside of the house. Me and Mom was on the inside of the house, laughing our ass off out the window. Watching the events take place. And he's not lying. This squirrel really was doing some straight up WWE corner to corner shit.
I wish I could have videotaped it because y'all would be still laughing to this day.
Right.
Exactly. Now, the reason why these squirrels are hood is we have a cypress tree. It's more so like, it's a cypress tree. That's in front of our house.
Oh, the tulip papa.
The tulip papa. And before we bought the house, it was Christmas lights wrapped around it. So we left them. We just never turned them on. I was like, I'm not sticking my hand in there. That's just one thing niggas don't do.
Oh, the pine tree out front.
Yeah, I don't stick my hand in trees.
No, there's too many spiders and shit up in
there. I don't do that shit. So it was growing back. So last year, Connie's outside walking Missy, our dog, and she calls me, babe, there's a nest in the pine tree in front of our house on the porch.
Yeah, I can't even get out the front door.
I asked her, is there anything in it? Because my next resort was to go get the gun. It's on my porch. I will shoot you.
Yeah.
So I didn't do that. But we knew it was the squirrels because the backside of the pine bush or tree, I'm sorry, that is on the right side of our porch. The whole backside of that, there was no pine, nothing on it.
No.
It was fucking sticks. These fools that took all that shit out and used it for their nest.
Sure did. They ate all the greenery and took it and built their nests out of it.
You thought that a drunk landscaper came in there and just literally just shaped up this tree and gave it a shag because they left the front on there.
Yeah.
That was the most disrespectful shit I have ever seen. We're just going to make a nest right here and we're going to leave the front to protect us from the wind. Nigga. What? I will chop this whole motherfucker down. What is wrong with you?
Yep. And that's about what's going to happen now.
So
by next spring or whatever.
This podcast went all the way left. Yeah, this is it has. This is what you get.
This who we are. This is what happens.
This is what you get. I talk serious for a good 30 minutes and
this is the Ced and Connie show.
I'm right at the time limit. Hey, I don't know, sis, but you'll find out when you out here because they should be almost done making nests and burying their nuts because they done fell on the ground and these squirrels will they will sit here and it be Caddyshack in my yard because they done dug holes and put nuts in and they know where they at.
And we will sit and watch these fools run back and forth, digging them out of the ground, go rebury them somewhere else because they done found out that Jimmy or Johnny done came over there and was sniffing around their spot.
And all you hear, and this is no bullshit, you don't hear it in the summertime. You only hear it in the winter. These motherfuckers, because there ain't no leaves on the tree. They chasing each other.
Up and down the trees.
You got my nut, nigga. You got my nut. And then they stop, and then they sit there and stare, and it's like, you tired? No, I ain't tired. And then they start taking off again.
Yeah, and they make this. Oh, it's wild.
Anyway.
Oh, it's so wild.
Yeah, deers. Yep. We saw a deer a couple days ago.
Yep. We have deer. We have bunny rabbits. We have turtles. squirrels. We have turkey.
Yeah, we have 6 turkeys walking through the backyard last week.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think what else we got over here.
I know.
Oh, there's a bear.
There are small black bear.
Yep.
Reading the comments. I'm reading the comments, and I'm gonna do a mental health check. Let me see. Lisa said you were so off. Well, so much for that mental health check. So much for that. I was never on. Okay, let's just get that out. Let's get that out in the open. That light switch was never contracted in the building. The elevator shaft in my brain. That was never. No, it's dark as fuck up in here. Trust me, dark. Oh yeah, it's bear. They had baby bear. It wasn't no big ass bear. It was a baby bear.
Yeah.
We got our share of hawks and eagles too.
Yeah.
We're here.
Turkey vultures.
Yeah, turkey vultures. We saw a couple of those already. But yeah, that's about it. And yes, and taken from the comment of Jay, this shit went left real quick.
He said, "I'm gonna need y'all to start a YouTube channel on them squirrels."
Hey.
Oh shit.
Hey, that actually could possibly happen.
That shit will go viral quick.
I need a cartoonist. That's what I need. I can narrate, but I need a fucking cartoonist. If the cartoonist can do it, I'm telling you, this would be the funny. I just got to figure out what the name is, but it'd be the funniest shit ever. And this shit literally is happening. Now that I know that people are reacting to it and they think it's as funny as we do, I'm gonna have to start videoing this shit.
I know. I was just thinking the same thing.
This is no bullshit. Today,
our daily life.
Yes. Check. I was on the side porch this morning, when I got up this morning. Went out there, had my coffee. Literally, one was on the edge of the side porch and looked dead at me.
Oh, yeah. He was out there a little while later after you were in the house and I came outside.
He went back up there.
He was out there, like this afternoon or whatever. And I made a noise and he just looked over at me like, Sup? What you doing? I'm like, for real? Get out of here. Like, ain't nothing over here for you. Goodbye.
No, I'm saying this right now. These fucking squirrels went to a boot camp.
Squirrels from the hood.
These squirrels went to a boot camp. They were taught this way. There is no way these squirrels are raised this way. These squirrels' mentality is completely. They went to a boot camp. I don't give a fuck.
They had to go to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle boot camp or something.
Some shit. Because these motherfuckers, fools, they do be flipping around.
They be flipping around, fighting, carrying on. Like, they do their own wrestling matches and shit.
Facts.
I'm telling you.
Facts.
It's crazy wild.
And I need, on a private conversation, I'm gonna need somebody to, if Lisa, when we done with this podcast, give us a call. I need you to write something down because you're the only person I trust with this information, being that I talked about it on the podcast. And some of y'all not going to listen to it again, so that's fine, and that'll be perfectly fine. But I'm going to have to restrict this episode for something that I said that may or may not be implicated in something that I'm already trying to create. And no, I'm not talking about the cartoon. It was something else. So, anywho, I absolutely need to tap out.
Yeah.
Before we get into another conversation about something, because that's what we said we were going to do. We're still going to have a topic-based conversation, but we're going to, after we're done, there's no commercial in between, which eventually we're going to have to.
Right.
I just was slick with it and just went on with it and just fuck it. We're done. I'm going there and I'm just going to stay in that lane and you're going to follow me. It's like I'm telling her to hold hands with me as we walk off Niagara Falls. Don't worry. We're going to make it across. The fuck? No.
No. Goodbye.
Take your pills and shut up. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Goodbye.
I flushed them. Sorry, I did. I stopped going and I flushed them because that's another that's a podcast in itself. And that's one of the controversial ones that I will have. I'm going to have people that I was in the Navy with. We're going to have some discussions, do maybe 3 or 4 podcasts. I got one coming up here probably next week. with a guy that I was in the Navy with, and he is a teacher now. So yeah, me and him gonna sit down and have a discussion and do kind of like a 3-day podcast that's gonna be about a 3-hour kind of interview kind of thing. And we're gonna have some discussions in between there as well. So look forward to that, y'all. I'm putting it out there, y'all. There is a celebrity in the building, and y'all don't even know who the celebrity is. And they gonna be here in November.
Oh, yeah.
And they're gonna be a special guest on the podcast.
Absolutely.
And I hope I can get more than one episode out of this celebrity, because I don't want to bring this person too much attention, because then they're gonna be in the DMs and shit trying to get autographs and shit. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna have y'all try to figure it out, because when we do this podcast, and I'm just gonna say it's
filters.
It is our true sis.
Live.
It is our true sis. And I know I could do this podcast with her, and we can talk at a good 90 minutes. I know that for a fact, because we've sat on the phone and had conversations for like 3 hours.
I was just going to say, what about 3 hours?
Like, shit, I got to go. Fuck, nigga. You can hear it in somebody's voice, but they just not disrespectful like that.
I'll be right back. Let me mute you real quick. I gotta go to the bathroom.
No, you just gotta get creative. I fart while I'm on the phone. You got it fucked up. I'm loud for a reason. Shit, I gotta shut down the low noise that can still be heard, and that's a distraction. You could be like, damn, you got monster trucks that drive down your street, bro. Like, no, somebody playing bass.
I'm done. I'm out.
Just saying. So
it's a wrap for me.
I'm just saying, at some point you have to know how to hide the natural things that happen to your body. Some people are respectful and say, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. No, I just do this shit while I'm on the phone. I don't give a fuck. I don't care who's around me. Everybody can get it. I'm an equal opportunity, let you have this fart all day. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. I know how to control my ass to the point where it will be deadly and silent, and I will crop dust an area that will poison 90% of the people in the room I'm in, and will walk out with a straight face and say, have a nice day. Because I'm an asshole.
He's not lying. Oh, God, he's not lying.
I mean, yeah, when you have kids, oh, yeah, that's the perfect alibi. Like, yo, who ain't take a shower? I smell you. No. We're not having this conversation.
I'm through.
Oh, crop dust. You don't know what crop dust is? Let me tell you the edification.
Oh, no.
Of the reason why I have an Ass Audacity t-shirt being sold at That's What I Said merch. This is the Ass Audacity that I have. When you crop dust and you know it's one of those ones that you need to leave behind. Please don't.
Oh, God.
When you are at the part that is, let's give it a description that is PG. You ever ate a flaming hot Cheeto first thing in the morning without brushing your teeth? No, it's just an imaginary thing. Because I've never eaten it. Yeah. But if you've eaten one and it was hot after you didn't brush your teeth, had a couple meals, drank some water, and you put it in your mouth, you're like, oh shit, this is hot. Imagine how hot it's going to be when you have morning breath. That hot ass Cheeto is going to break down all those sleepy godness of morning breath bacteria that's in your mouth.
And come out your backside.
Oh, yeah. And
nice and silently. And you're just going to keep walking as it's coming out.
Yeah.
And whoever comes following behind you is going to eat that. And it's going to be disgusting.
Mama Denise in the building. Hey, Mama Denise.
Aw, hey, Mama Denise. Much love.
But I literally, that's what the crop dust is. So that's what it is. It's just being an asshole in the environment you in, and then leaving when you know ain't nobody going to say nothing. They just, because they're kind of like, it smelled like somebody got a dog in here, so they're trying to investigate. I'm just saying. I mean, if you don't know your diet, and that means you don't know the smell that happens, something is wrong with you. I know what I put in my body, and I know exactly what no, get away from me. Don't touch me. Okay. I told you to stop. Now, when you sit around there and fall the fuck out because your heart stopped beating, because somebody has that stench of sarin gas and melted baked beans cooked in raw eggs. It's the weirdest shit. I mean, it's in whole hiccups and bum kneecaps. It's just, you need to feel a certain regard for yourself in knowing you're an asshole. When are you going to stop doing this to people? When you know, I know, I don't put myself in those situations. I sip my coffee when I take my wife to work. I sip my coffee when I take my wife to work. I guzzle it down when I pass the rest stop near the exit that I have to go to. Because in between that area, I know if I need to go, that's the detour. That's the detour. I still have a little distance to drive home, but you know what? Ain't no way I can make it, though. I know my body. That's my strategy. There it is. I'm not nasty. I'm strategic. Because trust me, what I'm not going to do is throw my drawers in the trash. Underwear is expensive, man. Fuck y'all. What I'm not going to do is throw my underwear in the trash. I am not going to drive and completely
annihilate yourself.
Drop the mop bucket and murder my own ass. I am not doing that. No. Some people would just say that's okay, you know, you could just get it cleaned out. No, I am not doing that.
Where in the world?
I'm just being real. Some people just have that problem where they just, you know, hiccup the wrong way and
sneeze and
half the shit y'all eat, you better not have a sneeze fart. Half the shit y'all people eat, you will sneeze and something else is going to leave your body. Something else is going to leave your body. I'm just saying.
Oh, no.
She said, what's wrong with him? I don't know.
Sis, come on. You already know.
I'm being dead serious. This is what y'all get with the podcast. I'm sorry. So anything before people, before we get up out of here? Anything to say to the people before we get up out of here? I say anything before the people. Thinking I'm we the people of the Constitution.
Right,
Ain't that a bitch? Rewrite.
No, the only thing I got to say is thanks everybody for always tapping in and tuning in and joining us in this live discussion and vibing with us and riding with us, irregardless of what the conversation may be. We love y'all.
I don't give a fuck.
We love y'all. Thank y'all. I'm out.
She's done. I guess I took her out.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'll play the outro music then. And I go out by myself. I typically do anyway. So, I said what I said. With that being said, y'all, thanks for tapping and tuning in with another episode of That's What I Said. Make sure y'all go ThatsWhatICed.com. That is ThatsWhatICed.com. Subscribe directly on the page and catch up on podcasts that you have possibly missed or didn't listen to or want to re-listen to. Additionally, y'all can catch me live on YouTube as well when I do this podcast, and you can catch it on Twitch starting on Tuesday of next week. So, with that being said, y'all, that's what I said. My wife, Connie, we out. Peace.
That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Bitch, what?